Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. What's good?
Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. Yeah, what's the mathematics?
Mathematics is I'm seeing a lot of like back and forth between BLK men and BLK women. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension.
You think it's just BLK men and BLK women, or you think it's just in general? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know.
I think it could be in general, but obviously with me, my thing is I don't really see how other races are with their females.
Okay, yeah, that's
I
a good
know
point.
since obviously Ginga Jay situation, it's become very apparent that there's a lot of tension there. Certain men are saying he wasn't wrong. And technically, look, what I'm going to say may sound controversial. Technically, they're right, because if he prefers his woman with natural hair, he does. But he does not need to insult. And I've always said it, and I think I'm repeating myself a bit too much. That is where I personally have the problem. Do you understand? But certain men who have issues with females, maybe they got mummy problems or some trauma or whatever, they're looking at his aggression towards black women as their like kind of segue to express how they feel about black women. Do you understand? And they're saying some very rude things online just to mask it as if it's Ginga Jay that they're standing behind. But no, that's your views. These are your internalized traumas. Do you know what I'm trying to say? What do you think anyway?
I think I don't know where it comes from. There is a lot of like internalized hate for like black women from black men, and I don't know why that is, because I don't know if it's because like on the societal level they're out, they're gone. You know what I'm saying? Out earning them, out doing them in the economy and them things there. I don't know if it's a jealousy thing. I have no idea. I don't know if it's just the times we're living in, but I see it. I see it's something that's apparent and quite visible and stuff. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the reason could be. I think it could be a multitude of things. It could be a multitude of things.
I mean, Ginga Jay did say something along the lines of like his mum. He can't stand his mum or something like that. I think there are a lot of black men that can relate to him, bro. I think a lot of black men have probably been through some serious stuff with their mothers, and they're just taking it on black women, bro.
Yeah, and this okay, all right. There's this thing about what people say about black women. This whole like aggressive thing that they say about black women, like you hear people like use it a lot, and it's almost like an insult. Do you know what I'm saying? That the Karens actually, like other cultures used to say about black women, and when they use it, we know it's like a connotation to just say certain things and all that stuff. Yeah, but when black men are now saying it now, I think it goes back to one of the points I've made in previous videos. We are living in a times where like bare weak men are around, bro. Bare weak men, bro. These men, they're folding up they're folding up by the sign of any danger or anything. They're not prepared to go through hardship. They're not prepared to build and work from the foundation up and nothing. They're not prepared. They want it ready made, ready done, and them things there. And we just don't live like that. That's why, again, I feel like, yeah, we have a lot of like the baby mama problems in the black society, because nobody ain't really taking time to get to know each other no more. And it's but anyway,
that's actually a very good point. The last bit that you made about the baby mother culture, to me, it's like that. There's only one way you can have a baby mother. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Well, actually not. Let me not say that. There are a few ways you can have a baby mother, and one of the main ones is, like you said, not actually getting to know each other. You know, you're just sexually attracted to each other, so that's the main ethos of your relationship. Just the, you know what I'm trying to say? And what happens when you do that? Naturally, the female's gonna get pregnant. Do you understand?
Sex is over promoted and family life is under promoted. 100%. Do you know what I'm saying? And the consequences of sex, I feel like back when we was younger, because I remember we had like sex education and we used to watch some horrible videos and them things there. And we used to have adverts of like certain like contraceptions and them things there. But now I feel like all of that is gone. It is gone. Do you know, it is gone. I don't even know if people use contraception anymore. I have no idea. You know them ones there? Because, we're living in a different time.
You know, I'm gonna
We're
ask you
living.
something. Yeah, do you think that entertainment contributes towards it as well? Because you said something about back in the days. When I was a kid, yeah, I remember if you saw a sex scene in a movie, it faded to black, and then they woke up the next morning and
Yeah.
they were underneath the sheets, or one was up saying, "Oh, I'm leaving now," or something like that, and
Mm.
lock up before you leave, or something. So you just use your imagination, yeah.
But
Then it started to become literally real life corn. Like
hmm
corn. Like, do you remember that movie Monsters Ball? Is it Monsters Ball with
yeah, with Halle Berry.
bro? Do you remember that being controversial? Do you remember that scene being controversial?
Of course, of course.
Today, that is child's play, bro.
Yeah,
Today,
yeah,
today
yeah,
is a
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
It's a joke. No one will even look at that and think, how can that have caused controversy back in the
I remember
90s?
back in the day. You remember the film Basic Instinct?
Oh, yes, yes. That's that white lady's
Is
name
it,
again?
is it, is it Sharon Stone?
Sharon Stone. She was beautiful. She was beautiful.
Is it Sharon
Yeah,
Stone?
Sharon Stone,
When
yeah.
she done that, when she
All
done
she
that
done was
scene
twist
when
her
she
legs.
just,
Yeah,
and
that
you know,
was
there was bare mashing scenes in there. Do you know what I'm saying? There was like,
yeah,
it was a very sexual
yeah,
film and then things
yeah.
there. But back in the days, I remember when I was young, and man saw that it was like that was literally
It was
corn,
crazy.
like, but it was
Yeah,
a movie with
yeah.
Michael Douglas and all them
Mm,
people with like A-star
mm.
celebrities and stuff.
The
But
controversial scene was when she crossed her leg, when she opened her legs.
when she
Remember?
crossed her leg
That
in
made the
front of
whole
the
world go
police and them things there,
crazy.
everybody went
Mm,
crazy because like what? And no
mm.
one's there. But like Galem are doing it on Instagram for nothing nowadays.
I'm telling you, bro. So I'm thinking maybe it's devalued. It's made male and female devalue themselves because there's so much out there now that certain men feel like
Yeah,
that's their perception of having options. They feel like they've got
yeah,
options now. So human beings naturally, especially if you're a very like if you're not like a well-grounded person and you don't actually have like the ability to like search yourself, to have like what's what I'm how can I articulate myself? You know, when you can do a self-analysis, right? You can tell when you're kind of taking things for granted or people for granted. But if you can't do that, you
you're
naturally
not like
become
an introspective person, basically.
right.
Like,
Thank you very
yeah,
much. You just hit the nail on the head,
mm,
right?
mm,
So when you don't have the ability to do that, you become very arrogant
mm,
because you think, oh, I don't care if I lose that. I don't care if I don't, if that walks out my life or she walks out my life, because you've got so many options. And I think this is what's happening. I think a lot of certain women, I'm not going to say all women,
mm,
certain women have
mm,
devalued themselves and certain
mm,
men have devalued themselves. So,
mm.
so they have so many options and so many ability to pick partners, whether it be even that term that's come out now, which is friends with benefits.
Yeah,
That shows you that what I'm saying is true, bro. People,
situationships.
that's what I'm trying to say. Entanglement. You know what I'm saying? My man's wife literally said to his face, Will Smith's wife literally said to his face, it was an entanglement, bro. Like
And
we've devalued
bro,
it.
you hit the nail on the head with those things. See, like, you know what? There's so much things that I feel like is led to like where we are nowadays. Like the Will Smith thing you just mentioned,
Yeah.
bro. They were like
Oh
the
my God.
poster couple. Even
What?
J. Cole had that line.
Will and
That line
Jada.
didn't age too well and them things there.
Sorry,
He had that line in
bring that
Role
line down. What's
Models.
the
You know what
line?
I'm
What's the
saying?
line? What's the line?
He wants that Will and Jada love. You know what one's
Yeah, I
there,
want
bro.
that real love. That
I
Jada
don't want
and
nothing like
Will
that,
love.
bro. That's what? I don't want nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? All them kind of things. Like we watched all these things. Like
Mm,
we've seen that the
mm,
Me Too movement and them things there.
yeah.
That was scandalous.
Mm,
Like differently scandalous. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. A lot of women got their just due, but there
Yes.
was also a lot of like men that were just
False allegations as
thrown,
well. Yeah.
yeah, false allegations just thrown into the walls
Yeah.
and them things
So
there.
that can
And
anger
then you
men.
got
That can anger a
uh,
lot of men. I can see why some men might be angry with that because they're thinking, how can these women do this to these men? And now it
yeah,
causes that friction and that tension. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, and that's um that's contributed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the culture nowadays where like certain women, some women, like when you want to. If you want to go for a date and them things there, you got to spend a certain amount of money. If you're not coming out of your pocket and taking out, you know them ones there.
Yeah.
If you're not in the minus in your current account and them things there, you're not worthy enough and
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like dating back in the days, back in my days, you know them ones there. Man could pick a little lily flower, a little daffodil off of someone's garden.
On the way there,
a little petulia. And give it to a gal. Bro, that was the most romantic thing ever, blood. Literally, you could pick something off of the grass and give it to a gal. She'll be like, oh, that would have blown her mind. You know them ones there? She would be like, wow, that's so romantic.
Yeah, because it was the effort that counted.
The gal will beat you over the head with a bouquet, blood. Like, say, what kind of idiot thing is this?
Yeah. You know what you just said is so true. It was the intention and the effort that counted. The fact that you actually did it from your heart. Like, they knew that they meant something to you. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You know, but a certain breed of women came along, and also, you know what, you said something,
and all those sentiments are just gone in the wind.
Yeah, because it's lost its value. You know, it's lost its value. And I won't say all women, because there are certain women like who still appreciate,
who still hold on to Hence why I believe I'm married to a woman like that, and I believe you're married to a woman like that as well.
100%. Bro, can I tell you something deep? Yeah, you see what you said earlier. You said something about you mentioned celebrities, right? And it's deep what you said about celebrity culture. Another contributing fact to why certain men and certain women are having this serious disrespect towards each other, or this serious kind of like distrust towards each other, yeah? Or building up these walls that are so high that they can't break them down to actually get to know each other, is fear. It's fear. It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of your heart being broken. Fear of a man, you know, getting what he wants and running off, right? And I tell you why. Hold on, let me finish. How many, you mentioned Will Smith and Jada, how many celebrities would get together and people thought they were the epitome of love, and they just broke up 2 weeks later? Broke up 2 months later. Facts. It made it, they contributed towards devaluing the essence of that union. You understand? The substance of that union, because they made it seem like it's just some joke. So now people are thinking, hey, why do I have to have one partner when I can have several? Because I'm afraid of getting my heart broken, because look at them. They were the epitome of goals, relationship goals, and look at them, they're broken up 2 weeks later.
Every man or woman, this is gonna sound mad, yeah. You need to get your heart broken. You need to go through it. You need to be there with the tissues, just listen to the slow jam, just no, that one's there. You're subbing out your heart. You need to this build character. It build, you know what I'm saying? It makes you a stronger person. What don't kill you makes you stronger than things there, yeah? This was the era we grew up in. Like the hardest guy, he could be a gunman, he could be a gunslinger. You know them ones there? He was still listening to a Celine Dion, a little slow jams, you know, like my heart will go on. All them kind of tunes there. You know, do you know how I believe you?
Because the Jamaicans kept remixing them tunes.
Again.
The reason why I believe you, look how many Jamaican yardmen, hardcore yardmen were remixing those Celine Dion tunes and those kind of tunes there.
And bust their gun off
Rastaclat.
Hey, the man never bust out and beat off their gun after.
And
after 1, 2 Celine Dion.
And then they'll go and watch Titanic. Yeah, me love this film, you know. Bad boy film, Celine Dion, my bedroom that.
And man go got the tissue in the cinema. What? How you doing me like this, man?
We are look pan. We're bomber class.
But literally, like, you need to get your heart broken. You need to get, and this is why I'm saying as well, as when I said earlier on, or I don't know if I said earlier on, we have literally weak men around nowadays. Men are afraid to go through hardship, go through bro, this is life. Nothing is promised in life. Nothing is promised. Even as there's certain people that get married or they think they met life partners and them things there. I've seen, I know brethren who had their girlfriends from school, grew up together, blossomed together. I'm thinking, yo, these guys are gonna grow old together. Yeah. And then they break up and then they got partners and they've had babies and they moved on and stuff. Nothing in this life is promised. You just gotta go through it with the best of faith. That's why, even when we talk about God and stuff, nobody never seen God, but you just gotta have faith. With everything in life, you gotta have a bit of do you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I got to give you applause for that. It's true. That's the thing. People they're fearful of putting their all into relationships, bro. They look more of the negative results than the positive results. They fear the negative results. The outcome, they're focused on the negative outcomes too much, bro. It is so true what you just said. It's so, and the thing is, people perpetuate it. They give them more of that fear. You know, they give them more of that fear, you know, because you got those look, I'm just going to say certain women because I know there are a lot of beautiful and amazing women out there. So certain women will take their heartbreak stories and use it as fear mongering for other women. So you got that negative auntie who just had a divorce, but it's highly possible because she was probably a difficult person, but she won't touch on that. She'll just touch on the negative aspects of the breakup. So then now you got that little girl now whose aunties told her that men are this and men are that. And she's walking through life thinking, now you've got that man who's broken up with his missus. He's angry, but doesn't want to be honest about how he could have contributed towards that breakup. He's just going to say, I lost my house and I lost this and I lost that. But how about the fact that maybe you were cheating? How about the fact that maybe you were disrespectful? Then you got men, nothing happened whatsoever. The women just decided they don't want nothing to do with them, right? These things happen. It's life, right? But what they do is they now pump and pour that information, pour that negativity into their sons, their nephews. Now you got men walking through life thinking, women are this and women are that. So like you said earlier, then they grow up and what do? They see the Me Too movement. They grow up and they see celebrities break up. They grow up and they see...
Said, hate to use him. Like he said, how he hated how his mum was and everything.
Right then.
So,
right then.
You know what I'm saying? So these cause deep-rooted issues later on in life and them things there.
We just got to look. We've got to be like you said. We've got to, like you said, a lot of weak men. We've got to be mentally strong because one thing I've realized about relationships, if you don't literally work on them, work on them, you know, it's funny, right? Sometimes my mind works weird. When I watch I've recently got into Formula One racing, right? And whenever I see them go to the pit stops and they go and they fix the car, fix the wheels, and then they go back out, I think these are the moments in relationships where every once in a while you need to go to the pit stop, get your car fine-tuned and carry on. You and the car, that relationship you and the car have, is like the relationship that you have with your partner. You need to get fine-tuned and keep it moving. People hate to fine-tune. They find it frustrating. They find it depressing. They find it annoying. They don't want to put the time into it because what have you got to do? You've got to talk and you've got to put a mirror in front of you when you talk. They don't want that mirror in front of them because it angers them. It angers them to know they have internalized problems. It angers them to know that their partner wants to help them fix it. People are hiding from reality too much, bro.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, and again, I see. Like, I feel like the day and age that we're living in, it's like man are not man no more. You know, like on social media when you see certain comment that says, "Oh, men used to go to war." It's
bro,
funny,
when did it ever stop? When did it ever stop, though? When did it ever stop? When did it ever stop? Men are still going into war, bro.
No, but obviously, man, I'm saying yo, men nowadays are different.
Like drafting, you mean like where they actually draft regular people rather than just soldiers, actually civilians getting drafted, you mean?
Yeah, no, they're just saying basically men today are just a bit different. When they say men used to go to war, like how we're chatting on podcasts now, if a man wants to diss us, they'll say in the comments, oh, what's happening? Why are these men chatting on podcasts? Men used to go to war and them things there.
Yeah,
that's what they say to like diss people and stuff, Like, but it's literally true. There's a lot of and it's not just for the man, because I'm not just attacking men or nothing like that. The same for the women. A point you made earlier on, we have a lot of damaged people who they recycle their damage onto their children and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Traumatized people. And the thing is, children are not dumb. I have brethren and they go through things with their partners and stuff. And I'm saying to them, bro, there might be 11, 12, 13, even 5. Or my son, 4 or 5 years old, whenever we have arguments, it'll go to Nan's yard and that, and you just be like, oh yeah, mom and dad was arguing today or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They no real talk.
Yeah, it's true.
Like they don't. I forgot what my point was. They don't miss anything. But
no, you're talking about like recycling the trauma. So you use that example of children.
Thank you, my bro. Thank you, my bro. Yeah, so it's basically it's not just the men. It's a lot of women that's damaged out there.
Yeah,
and they're not being taught the right lessons. They're not. It's just certain women, not every woman. You know what I'm saying? Just certain women, and they, like I said, the trauma gets recycled.
Yeah,
and it's like we have that. See, in the black community, a lot of women are strong. They're just naturally strong because of we have to be strong because of the things we have to go through and stuff.
We black,
but we black. You know what I'm saying? But some people mistake that for like aggressiveness or whatever, yeah. But bro, like, see me, I actually like that quality in a woman.
I like the
again,
fire. I like the fire.
When man say things like that, like what Ginga Jay said the other day, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, a little part of me thought, bro, you're a weak brother, bro. What do you mean? You think I want to be like, I want my woman to, like, if I'm doing something wrong, to challenge me, or you know what I'm saying? I don't want a doorstop or nothing. You know what I mean? I don't want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you need to be
put
in your
that's
place.
what I'm used to, and that's what I like. So I don't everyone's got their own preference.
Bro, you know
stuff,
what? What you're saying is so true. I've only ever dated black women. I've never dated a non-black woman, right? And majority have been from Africa. You understand? I think I dated one Jamaican girl, right? Not think I did. I dated one Jamaican girl. But every woman I've dated has been Nigerian, Ghanaian. Yeah, that's it. Nigerian and Ghanaian. Oh, and my wife is Eritrean, obviously, but that's not counts. I'm talking about like dating, like, you know what I mean? Right? Yeah. And one thing I've realized about black women, you have to be a strong leader to be able to be their man.
But they're strong themselves.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Black women can carry on without us. That's the honest truth. That is the honest truth. Black women can carry on without us. They're not one of those women that, you know, if the man dies, they're finished. They'll keep it moving, bro. They'll keep it moving, bro. When my dad died, my mom kept it moving, bro. She didn't give up. You understand? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm not saying other women are not like that. I'm just talking about from my perspective, what I've seen, right? So from what I've seen of my black women, bro, I'm telling you, they'll love it when you're there, because at the end of the day, look, they still are soft women. Regardless of how tough and how hard they are, they still are soft women. But they're only soft with a man that they know can carry the load when they drop it.
You know, like,
do you understand? Or can take it away from them and make them get a soft life.
Yeah, you ever seen, brother? Obviously, I had different experiences in life with different girls and stuff. You ever seen those women? Yeah, not specifically black women. I'm just talking about women in general. Yeah, and they're so hard up, but then when you get them one on one, they're just like the most loveliest people. And them things
they drop the guard,
break the shell.
Yeah,
but when you get through the shell and them things there, but a lot of people, and this is why, again, we have the baby mama culture and stuff. Yeah, because people, they just want to see a pretty shell, not caring about the inside, yeah? And then that's how you end up with just kids, and then later on, you find out who the person was, and that's not the person you really wanted to spend your life with, or even have kids with. There's so many people reproducing people, and they're in literally wars and stuff. Wars, or in courts and all that stuff. Why do you want that for your life?
But the thing
I don't understand why people...
Sorry, go on, bro. Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, why would you want that for your life? I don't understand why you wouldn't take time to, like... It's crazy, man. It's crazy because people are so quick to have kids, yeah? But marriage is a big thing.
Oh, bro, you know what you're supposed to say?
Make sense.
Marriage is a piece of paper.
Marriage is a big thing, but they're so quick to have kids.
Yeah. It's insane, bro. It's insane.
Like, marriage is a piece of paper, bro. If I want to walk out tomorrow or whatever, we'll get a story out of the course later. I'll go get another girl. Do you know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you know what? It's only a piece of paper if you don't respect the sanctity of the union. You understand?
Yes.
Because, bro, I know people who are not married, but because they respect each other and their relationship, they have a better union than people who actually are married on paper, bro. Because the people who think it's just a piece of paper are the ones who devalue it. That piece of paper is just so the government can know the two of you are married. That's all it's there for.
Yeah, I'm just saying that having a baby is a bigger commitment. Of
course, 100%, bro. It's a big responsibility, bro. But this is
you're bringing a life into this world.
But these people don't think about responsibilities. They are literally just looking at each other and saying, "You are sexy, I am sexy. Let's get together." And they're doing boom, 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 and then reality hits the fan. And they go, "Oh, okay. Oh, so in 9 months' time, my life is going to be very serious. I don't want to be serious. I like moving around and being free and not being tied down. So yeah, I'm going to have to just disown that woman and that child." And you get that a lot, bro. You get that a lot because they don't see that precious child, because they don't see the relationship. You know, it must be scary. Like me, I'm married. I got married before I had my children. And I always wanted that. I always wanted to be married, then have my children. I always wanted that. Do you understand? Now,
I had my son first, but we knew he was going to get married too.
Yeah. But that was look. let's not get into that. Do you know what I mean? That was your missus.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
I'm talking about men who don't have no feeling towards that female at all other than sexual energy, bro. That's the kind of men I'm talking about, right? They know this, but they will still go raw, risk it, because they don't understand the importance of that responsibility of if that woman does get pregnant. All they think is, I don't want to be with her. That's all they think. I don't want to be with her. Now, what has she got to do with the child? You can still look after your child, but they don't want to be with her. That means if she's that annoying that you don't want to be with her, why did you risk even having something that's going to bond you two for life? Why?
And even some men, and maybe some women as well, when they have kids together, in order for them to see the kids or to be present, they'll use like sex as leverage sort of thing.
Yeah. Bro, there's so many factors as to why at the moment there's this big tension. There's so many factors. There's the celebrity culture, there's social media influence, there's what we just talked about, you know, the whole getting together culture with no intentions of any marriage. But even marriage, the way people talk about marriage these days, bro, it's actually very sad, you know. I feel sorry for these people. They're really hurt, bro. They're so hurt, yeah, that they think finding someone who's their life partner is so complicated that they'll rather just go and do this with that one and do this with that one. Oh, bro, it's mad, bro. It's mad.
You know, in life, yeah, like I'm just gonna responding back to what you said, yeah. Like in life, yeah, bro, like sexual discipline is so important. It's so important. People underestimate how, because you gotta understand this, yeah. But I knew this from when I was young, yeah. You see a nice girl right now, yeah? You walk down the road, you see another nice girl. You walk down the road, you see another nice girl. You walk down the road, you see another nice girl.
Yep.
You go abroad, you see loads of nice girls.
Yep.
Bro, the world's full of billions of people. There's loads of, I'm talking from a man's perspective.
Yeah, of course.
Because I'm a heterosexual male. There's loads of nice women out there. There's loads like tropical, exotic, loads of lovely ones, yeah?
Yeah.
But there comes a point in life, yeah, where like, you just have to choose one.
Yeah.
And just say, do you know what? This is me.
Yep.
This is what I'm happy with. Because you know what? You're never gonna see the chasing women thing. It's like what Bob Marley said about money. It's like numbers. It's never gonna end. It will never ever end. You're never gonna find any long-lasting satisfaction.
Yeah, but Bob Marley was a hypocrite. Bob Marley was a hypocrite, though. He was a hypocrite.
No, but I'm saying I'm talking about in terms of what he said about money.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
When he said money, he said it's just numbers. It never ends if you're chasing money. So I'm just talking about if man are chasing girl, it's never gonna end.
My
like
bad.
you're never. It's never good.
My bad. I thought he used the analogy as to why you should have one woman because he never had one woman. That's
I
why.
used his analogy
My bad. All right. Sorry, Bob Marley. Sorry, Bob. I thought he used that analogy. Because that guy, he was mashing all over the place. You know, he's got kids in the UK. He's got kids all over the place. In Zimbabwe, you name it.
I went to see his live play in the theater. Still, I like Bob Marley. He's my guy still. But Bob, you know, like I've got a lot of like female friends nowadays, and it hurts me. And they've got no partners. They're successful. They got mortgages by themselves and all them things. They're like, and I feel like this is where this division comes from. Because like, I know one of like a friend or whatever. Like my girl, it's actually my wife's friend. And like, because some of these like black women are so successful because they're literally they're done out the man literally like it's just all the man them can see smoke. Literally, they're overtaking them with them things there. But these men, like man, when she meets man, it's like almost like they're intimidated by her because she got a very good job. She got her own house. She driving her own car. She probably got nice savings. She goes on thick holidays and them things there. And a lot of men are really not on that level. You know what I'm saying? There's loads of black men that's on like good levels, but I don't know what the proportion is and stuff. And when she meets men, they're so intimidated of like, bro, my wife out earns me like differently in them things there. Like, but I get it in as well. But I'm so I'm so
comfortable
you
in
know,
your
like
skin.
I'm not in, you know, like
Because we live in it's the day and age we live in, bro. It's highly possible that some women are gonna out earn men. It's just the reality, bro. And you know what it is, yeah. I get why some women are so driven to make sure they're not dependent on men, because there are a lot of stories, like I said, these stories that make women have fear in their hearts of men just getting up and leaving one day and she's got nothing. So I don't blame these women for earning.
They build on insecurity.
Yeah, yes, I'm saying I don't blame them, bro. Bruv, my wife's money is my wife's money. I always say to her, my money's my money, your money's your money. I am not touching my wife's money, and my wife can touch my money if she wants something. My wife says, oh, I need this, I need that. That's my job. That's my duty as a man. I feel proud. Bro, I'm like my dad. My dad was one of those men. He was a man's man. He looked after the household, looked after my mum. I am a living embodiment of my father.
You know,
my
like
wife,
Tupac said, I love paying rent when the rent's due.
You know what I'm trying to say? My wife don't touch no bills, bro, no bills. The only thing she pays is the internet because she wanted to. She's like, oh, let me at least help out. I was like, okay, cool. Boom, the internet is yours. Everything else is mine. Everything else is mine. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like even like bro, like yeah. Sorry.
I just clocked why I was even saying that. I was saying if more men thought like that and could hold things down, believe you me, a lot of women wouldn't be thinking, you know, let me just make sure I get mine because there's no one, he might not look after me. And if more men were solid in their relationships and didn't leave women and just break their household, women would have these insecurities.
Bro, there's a lot of black women out there, yeah? They don't even care about what you're earning and stuff, yeah? Obviously, as long as you've got a decent job, and obviously you've got aspirations and them things there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's good enough for them things there. Because certain chicks, I see some of these chicks there who think some chick. I see certain chicks who think there's somebody, bro. They get, you know what I'm saying? It's a man who just flipping on job seekers. I'm saying like they're paying for his morleys and them things there. Like there's guys out there that they might not be earning 50, 60 grand a year, but they're earning 20, 25, 30 grand, 35 grand a year. But they're good guys. And you know what? Bro, when I met my wife, yeah, she's an accountant, yeah. She works in like TV and stuff. She's always been an accountant and stuff, yeah. But I was on the roads. I was getting it in. I was making a lot of money in them things there. But out of respect for her and because I love her so much and she, with the field that she's in, I can't be doing them things there. So I went legal. Ever since I've been legal, I've been building my way. And I'm going to get there soon. You know, that one's there. But she believes in man, like differently. Anyway, there's a lot of women out there who some men are intimidated by. And I just want to tell those guys, do not be intimidated by them.
Build together.
Dip your toes into the water. Just talk to them and just don't be shook. Like, that's all I'm saying anyway.
Build together, man. Build together, bro. Build together. When I met my wife, I was a worker. You know, my wife encouraged me to start a business. Now I'm a businessman. Do you understand? And I'm so grateful that I met my wife because it's one of the best investments I ever made. I've got investments in Ghana and the UK. Do you understand? Before, I would have never thought, I was just happy just earning my money, working for another man. Then one day I was like, you know what, she's right. What if one day this man just says, you're fired? What am I going to do?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I got a mortgage, I got all these things that are dependent on me, and this man could just determine whether or not I can pay them or not. Best move I ever made was listen to my wife. So sometimes you have to take that risk of a woman that you really see something in and she sees something in you. The two of you put your shields down, put your barriers down, put your guards down, be free and open and dive into that water with each other and you will build. You will build.
You gotta look past. You gotta look past the bunda. You gotta look past the coconuts. You gotta look past all of that. You gotta look past the missionary, all of that stuff. Like when she's talking to you, think about like literally, like when think about, is this the kind of woman that I would want raising my kids? Our morals, our values, right? And I take this woman home. But then some man willy-nilly just take their any gal home anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, like you got to think long term. A lot of these guys are thinking short term.
Yeah.
And that's why they end up with like these like short term gives you long term problems.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro, it's like Russian roulette out here, man. You're gonna get some men whose mind ain't right, some women whose mind ain't right, some who their minds are right, but eventually the more you keep spinning that wheel, you're gonna end up finding each other. You know, you just gotta have your wits about you as well. Sometimes you can dive into something, the red flags were all there, but you didn't look because you were too busy, like you said, bunda, melons, all that kind of stuff. You have to look past all that stuff and see that person's essence. Do you know what I mean? And
there's also this argument about women changing or I got a friend. He's always says, "Oh, sometimes women change in a relationship or after they have the kids and all that stuff." And I'm just like,
it's bruv, what can you
when
do
people
about
say
that?
stuff like that, I'm like, you're saying the woman's changed.
Yeah.
Have you changed?
Yeah.
Have you changed?
Yeah.
What, have you stayed the same? Have you changed?
Have you even tried to talk to see where these changes
people
came
only
from?
reacting to what they're getting back. Sorry.
No.
My wife ain't changed. She's had kids and all them things there. She ain't changed.
Yeah.
She's the same thing. If anything, she's even better. So,
but you see what you said,
I feel like when people are saying people are changing, it's also because see, relationships are give and take. Some people just take, and then they wonder why someone's not giving one day.
Yeah, no, you're right, bro. What you said is another great point that you've made. You see, change is inevitable, bro. It's gonna happen, bro. I'm not the same man I was 5 years ago. Like I just said to you, I was a working man. My wife encouraged me to become a businessman. I'm not the same man I was 5 years ago. People change. Now, some changes can affect the relationship, can affect the marriage, because some changes just make you not have the same view anymore. Do you understand? Some changes make you have a more heightened view, some extremely new view. Now, this is where communication is key. A lot of people don't know how to communicate, bro. They know how to get emotional. They know how to react emotionally. They don't think, okay, let me sit down and let's talk and try to figure out how these changes can be contributions rather than detrimental. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And that's where people instead, they keep it, they harbor it. The person sniffs and you're like, why you sniff so loud? You know what I'm trying to say? The person, I don't know, goes down the street. Why do you take so long to come? Looking for any excuse to have an argument. Because you just don't want to unleash what's here. In a productive way. In a productive way, they don't. So that's one of the main things. Communication is key, bro. And that's one of the things people are not doing. They're not communicating and they're just out, just lashing out at each other. Yeah, do you know what I mean? But listen, on that note, guys, if you've heard this conversation, let us know what you think of.
Let us know what you think. Sorry, were you talking? Sorry, I didn't
you might be able to word what I was actually brain frozen there. I was like, let us know what you think.
Okay, yeah, guys, let us know what you think. Let us know if you think like there's a very large gap between men and women nowadays. Are men not as respectful to women, or women not as respectful to men?
What are the contributing factors? What do you think they are? What do you think can be worked on? What do you think of some of the key points that we made? And how do you feel about relationships? If you're married or you're in a relationship, let us know what you did to make sure that the two of you got on board on the same page. You know what I mean? Because
and if you're having any problems meeting people and them things there, just need the advice, man. Everyone, you know what it is? Some people are just too high for their horses. Money messes up a lot of things, but anyway.
We might have to start one of those agony uncle things where people call in and let us know what problems they have in their relationship, and we could just give you that real.
I've been done that for a lot of chicks in the past, you know what I'm saying?
But yo, my brother, listen, another beautiful conversation as usual. Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. Peace, beloved.
We get in. Peace, beloved.
You understand?
Thanks guys for watching.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. And if you know like-minded people, share this with them. We need to build our own tribe because there's a lot of ignorant, slow people out there, man. Let's build this tribe where we're all about just providing essence and contributing towards, greatness,
Positively, yeah.
That's it. Peace, beloved. Peace.
Peace, beloved. Have a great evening, man.
Same to you, brother.